Namaste, welcome to yoga. I haven't made a yoga video in a while, but with all the fear going around with the coronavirus and people just getting really anxious, I just felt like it was a nice time to do a practice for myself and for anyone else who also feels like they need this, to just get back connected inside to a place of trust and safety and peace when there's so much anxiety going on all around. So that's kind of the goal of this class. So feel free to join in. Always check with a doctor before you do any new physical activity, and yoga is meant as a supplement. Nothing I say here is a medical cure, or it's just, we're just doing a practice together. So follow your own inner wisdom. Make sure you check with the doctor if you have any injuries before you begin, and let's get to it. I'm going to start by just burning a little sage to clear negative energy, fear, anxiety, all of that stuff. Sage, they say, is a nice little cleanser of energy. So just gonna burn that around, leave it in a bowl next to me, just to set the mood right. Alrighty, so let's start with a little bit of breathing. Just sit crisscross or any comfortable seated position. You definitely want to sit with a tall spine. Imagine a string is pulling the crown of your head up towards the sky while your bottom is grounded down, so it's like a rubber band. You're stretching in opposite directions. This is just a great way to work on your posture. Collarbones lifted, shoulders relaxed down and back. And let's just take 3 deep breaths. As you inhale, you want to fill your belly, the side ribs, and the collarbones. And then let's exhale it side out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, or mouth if you prefer, but I'm going to go for the nose here. Belly, side ribs, collarbones lift. And as you exhale through the mouth, imagine you're letting go of any kind of unnecessary fears or worries. Some fears are realistic and you want to act on them, but sometimes we let it get too much. One more time, big inhale, breathing in comfort, safety, happiness. Holding that breath, holding any of those positive energy inside you. And then exhale, let out any negative thoughts, worries, fears that you've been holding on to. Let it go. And let your breath return to normal. Normal meaning we're not going to take extensively big exhales and inhales at the moment, but throughout your practice you do want to consciously take deeper inhales and exhales than you do in your day-to-day life, and be conscious of your breath throughout. So let's change the crossing of your legs if your legs are crossed, so that we balance out the hips. Let's put the fingertips on the shoulders and just do a little twisting to get our energy up. So we're gonna inhale to the left. Now I'm also going to the left, so you're gonna be the opposite direction of me just for this one. Inhale left, exhale right. Strong breath here. Inhale left, exhale right. You can go a little bit quicker if you like. Strong breath. Again, I'm inhaling and exhaling both through the nose, but if for some reason that's uncomfortable for you, you're welcome to exhale through the mouth. In yoga, normally we breathe through the nose for the inhales and the exhales. Twisting from the entire spine, so it's not just the upper body that's twisting, but the lower body as well is twisting around your navel, as well as your shoulders and your chest. And just releasing. This is great to release some tension from the spine, and it's also energizing. A couple more rounds. Slowing it down, back to center. Rest the hands, palms facing up for openness, palms facing down if you need to be more grounded. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold the breath and let it out through the mouth. Big sigh. Excellent. Let's come into butterfly, Baddha Konasana. Heels together, balls of the feet together. You can grab a hold of your ankles if that's comfortable. Again, any pose we do, you can take it up a notch, down a notch. Just make it work for your body. Stretching is good, but pain is not. So again, we're going for that posture, lifting up through the collarbones, down through the shoulder blades, up through the crown of the head. You can hold here if you just want to work on growing tall, or you can bring it slightly forward. Let's keep the long spine though, not rounding here, but going forward, reaching the chest, the collarbones forward rather than the shoulders forward. So we're leaning forward with a flat back from the side. From the side it looks like this as opposed to rounding. There's definitely a time and a place to round if you're doing yin yoga, a more relaxed practice, but right now we're working on lengthening the spine at the moment. One more breath here. And then inhale, bring it up. And then from here we're going to come onto our hands and knees and start with some cat-cow. So the wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, fingers spread wide. And inhale, you're going to arch the back, shoulders back, tailbone lifts. Exhale, you're going to round, chin tucks, tailbone curls in. Inhale, arching. Exhale, round. Continue at the pace of your own breath, not my breath, but your breath. Inhale and exhale, arching and rounding. You can keep it real traditional here, or you can add some more circular motions as you arch and round. If you're doing the circular, change directions after a couple of rounds. Change the direction of your circle and meeting back to center. Finishing up. So again, this is just a nice one to keep your spine flexible and healthy. And when the spine is feeling healthy, we tend to feel like we have more energy. When we have more energy, we can think more clearly, and again, not give in to irrational fears. Okay, so let's bring the hands forward a couple inches, spread those fingers wide, tuck the toes, and we're going to come up into downward facing dog. Come forward a little so you can see. So you can come up on the toes, bend the knees, lift the hips real high, straighten the legs, lift the hips higher, and then lower the heels towards the ground. They do not have to touch the ground. Chest is moving towards the legs. Press through all 10 fingers. Shake out the head a little. Big breath in, side out, through the mouth. And then back to breathing in and out through the nose. And then let's walk our hands and feet together. So you're in a forward fold. We're going to round up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Shoulders, head last, coming to standing. Shake it out. Downward dog's a nice one. We're upside down, so the head is below the heart. That's good for the heart, good for circulation. It's also increasing flexibility and strength. Okay, let's stand with the feet together. Mountain pose, Tadasana, big toes touching, heels can be slightly apart. And let's bring the palms to the heart, again working on that posture. The feet are grounding down actively. The crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. So you can even envision that kind of nature connection, feet in the earth, head reaching up to the sky, just to help us stay connected to nature, even if it's just a visualization. You know, living in a world of so much technology, and it's nice to always imagine ourselves connected to nature. Shoulders back, collarbones lifted. Let's just take 3 quiet breaths here, in and out through the nose. Palms are at the heart, thumbs gently touching the heart area, and just use that to remind yourself to stay connected to your heart. Meaning, you know, a lot of the worries are up here in the head, And it's important to not get too out there. Of course, we have to think rationally and logically, but also stay connected to our hearts, our place of intuition, our place of wisdom. Okay, let's take 3 rounds of half Sun Salutations. I'm going to turn and face this way. You can stay where you are. So on the inhale, the arms are going to reach up. Palms can touch if comfortable, otherwise arms straight up. Exhale, arms out to the side or straight down. Forward fold, you can bend your knees slightly if you have any pain in your lower back or the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway up. Let's hold here the first round. Your fingertips can touch your thighs, your shins, the floor. What's important is that you can get this flat back. So if you're touching the floor and you're rounding, you've gone too far with your hands. You need to bring it up a little bit. And careful, I wouldn't touch your knees because knees are so sensitive. You should be above or below the knees. So go to a place where you have a flat back, like a table, where you could balance, a cup of tea or something without spilling it. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Keep those feet grounding down. The heels, the balls of the feet. And exhale, palms to the heart. Pause and take a breath. And we'll do 2 more rounds, 1 breath, 1 motion. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, long spine, forward fold, slight bend of the knees if it protects any pain in your lower back. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, relax the head. Inhale, reach up, feet stay grounded, connected to the earth. Exhale, palms to heart. Right into the last round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, long spine, forward fold, relax the head. Inhale, lead with the heart. Exhale, fold, belly towards the thighs. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, palms to heart. Pause here. Just take a moment and notice anything different you feel now from when we started, from before we started. If you even feel a little bit of improvement in the way you're breathing or state of mind or less anxiety, anything, just notice if you do feel that, why not add this practice more into your life if it helps you. It's always good to take inventory after we do activities. Did this help me towards my goals, or does this make me feel uncomfortable or not positive, not at peace? Do more of the things that bring you that peace. Okay, so now let's add on a little bit. Go more to the front of the mat here if you're not already there, and this time you definitely want to be facing so that you're like the way I am, so your mat is long. And palms at the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, long spine, forward fold. Inhale to the halfway lift. Exhale, fold, pause. Here, we're going to step the left foot back first, the left leg back actually. So we're in a high lunge. You can see my foot there. Toes are on the ground, heel is off. High lunge. If this is not working for you, you can grab some yoga blocks and put them on either side so your hands are elevated on some blocks. You can use books if you don't have blocks. And from here, we're going to keep the left hand down on the block or the ground or the books, wherever it's at, and we're going to lift the right arm up for a twist. And with your exhale, bring that hand down. We're going to take this right leg, step it back, so we're in a high plank position. You're on your toes, your heels are up. You can always bring your knees down if that helps your plank. And we're just going to go straight to downward dog from here. Of course, you can add in more if you want to add more, if you practice a lot and have a vinyasa practice. Otherwise, straight up to downward dog. Side out. Take this left leg and step it up. So now we're in the high lunge on the other side, right? Holding in the high lunge. Again, you can use blocks or books or be on your fingertips. Then keep the right hand planted this time, and the left arm lifts up for a twist. So twists are nice. They say twists are detoxifying. So we're kind of, imagine you're wringing out a washcloth. You're twisting in two different directions to wring out the water, right? So we're kind of wringing out the tension in our spine, wringing out maybe some toxins that are stuck. Just a nice release of tension. One more breath. Exhale, bring that hand down, take the back foot, step it up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms to heart. Pause for a moment. I'm going to take a little break and then we'll do one more round starting on the opposite side there. So take your hands to your hips, bring your feet hip distance apart, and just circle your hips. This is great for the lower back if you're sitting a lot in cars or at your desk. And other direction. It's just a nice release for the lower back there. And then fingertips to the shoulders. Inhale, bring the elbows up. And exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and back. Two more like that. Letting go of tension in the shoulders. Also, when we feel a lot of fear and anxiety, we might kind of clench up in the shoulders and neck. So this is a good release for that. And other direction. Elbows back and forward. Two more like that. Okay, shake it out. Shake out the anxiety. Let it go. Okay, so back to the front of the mat here. Hand palms at the heart. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Last time we stepped the left foot back first, so this time we're going to step the right foot back first. We're in that high lunge, but this time we're going to come up. So the arms come forward and up. And we're in a crescent pose. I'm going to come forward so you can see the back foot. Okay, bending the front knee deeply. Now the back knee can be bent slightly if that helps your form here. We don't want this big overarch in the lower back. We want it kind of long. So it helps to bend that back knee to get that front knee is bent deeply. Arms up. If you have any shoulder issues, you can keep cactus arms, palms at the heart. Otherwise, arms are up. Crescent pose, we're building some strength in the legs. You can probably feel that, working that strength. It's important to feel strong externally so we can also feel strong internally, connected to our inner strength as well as our outer strength. And one more inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Take this front foot, step it back. We're in that plank position again. And again, I'm going straight to downward dog. If you want to do something else to get there, go for it. Otherwise, downward facing dog. Side out. And then we're just going to take that right foot, step it forward. So we're on the other side now in the high lunge. Arms come forward, bring it up. Crescent pose. Again, you can bend that back knee slightly. You can take any arm variation that works. Bend the front knee deeply. And it's important to hold poses not to the point of pain, but a little beyond what's easy and comfortable, because that trains our mind in life to try to tolerate difficult situations a bit more and be able to go a little past our comfort zone, which in certain situations can be beneficial. So let's do one more breath here. You can always hit pause and hold longer. And then with the exhale, the hands come down, back foot to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Palms to the heart. Pause. I'm going to pause here a moment, reconnect the palms at the heart. Just listen. Listen within. Maybe you hear nothing. Maybe you hear, thoughts chattering, but maybe you hear some inner wisdom. We have to get to a place of quiet and focus to be able to hear that, hear our inner guide. as I said, listen to some car outside radio is playing a silly song, so that's not my inner wisdom. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into chair pose. Sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Your weight is on your heels, not your toes. You should be able to lift your toes. Arms come up. Again, any shoulder issues, take different arm variation, heart, cactus. Otherwise, palms are up. We're not going to do too much with chair today, just building a little strength in the thighs, the quads here, sinking a little deeper. And while we hold here, let's do a little breath of fire. I'm going to turn this way so I can talk to you all. So breath of fire, let's actually bring the palms to the heart for a moment. And we're going to do its short, strong exhales through the nose. Each time I'm exhaling, the belly is pushing in. If you're new at this, you can start with your mouth open, like panting, like a dog kind of panting, and then eventually do it with your mouth closed. So I know we've been holding this a long time. Take a little break if you need to. Come back, bring the arms back up if you're able, and let's just do about 20 rounds of breath of fire. Ready? Begin. If it's uncomfortable for any reason, pregnancy, have some stomach cramps, just take long, slow, deep breaths. Okay, otherwise. And come up. Big breath in, exhale it out. And let's just come into a forward fold after that. Knees slightly bent to get there. Once you're there, you can straighten the legs or keep the slight bend. Let's just rock side to side. Relax the head. And then roll up slowly. Shoulders and head last. Shake it out. So that's a good energizer, the breath of fire. And as the name fire, you know, we have different elements within the body that helps us connect to our fire element, kind of warrior, strong, courageous. So when there's anxiety around us, we want to connect to that inner warrior within us. So speaking of which, let's just do one warrior pose. I'm going to wrap it up soon. So stand with the mat long ways. Let's step or jump the legs wide. Let's turn the right leg out. Left foot slightly in. You want the legs real wide here. Arms come up. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to bend that front knee. Now, if you look like this, if your knee's way in front of your ankle, you need to step wider. So your knee's in line with your ankle. That's for safety. Arms out. You're welcome to look over your right fingertips. If it hurts your neck, you do not have to do that. And this is called Warrior 2. So again, just getting in touch with that inner warrior. What does it mean to you to be a warrior? It could mean being true to yourself, being courageous with your integrity. Could mean sticking up for others who are being treated unfairly. What does it mean to be a warrior? From here, turn and face, so your head's facing forward. We're going to come to Eagle Warrior. Take the right arm under the left. If you're able, wrap around, maybe join the palms. Elbows move forward and up, shoulders move down. And breathe right between the shoulder blades for 3 breaths without losing this bend in the knee. Unwind. Keep the arms up if you can, rest them if you need to. Straighten this leg. Turn the left leg out, the right foot in. By the way, you should have a heel to arch alignment unless you practice another school of yoga that teaches otherwise. Nothing's rigid in yoga. There's different ways to do poses safely as long as you're being safe. Inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee deeply. Again, knee over the ankle, in line with the ankle. Keep the outer edge of the back foot pressing firmly down. You can start out looking over the fingertips if that works for you. And extending through the fingertips. So the entire arm is working. Face forward, inhale. Exhale, left arm under right. Maybe they wrap, maybe you join the palms. Elbows move forward and up, shoulders move down. Knee keeps bending. 3 breaths. Release the arms, straighten the leg, feet come to parallel, hands on the hips. Inhale, little arch in the back, and exhale, forward fold. Now your hands might not reach the ground. If so, you can clasp your elbows. You can use blocks here. If your hands do reach the ground, walk them in line with your feet, crown of the head towards the ground. Now don't force it. If you don't have the flexibility to go all the way down, grab the elbows and hang. Yoga is never a competition. It's about working with your body. Keep the weight even between the heels and the toes. You don't want to be all the way on the toes, nor all the way on the heels. Somewhere in the middle. Let out a big sigh. And hands to the hips. Come up with a flat back. Unless you have any back issues, then you can come up with a rounded back if that feels better. Walk the feet a little closer and then step or jump. Always landing with bent knees when you jump. Okay, we're going to do one standing balance and then bring it down. Tree pose. Stand on your right foot. Sometimes it's easier to balance on the floor rather than a mat. But the floor is cold today, so I'm going for the mat. Okay, so you're standing on your right foot. The left foot can come up. You can keep your toes on the ground, maybe on your calf, maybe up to your thigh, but you don't want to press it against the knee, either above or below the knee. The knee's so sensitive. Palms to the heart. Stare at one non-moving point to help your balance. Press that foot in the thigh, thigh pressing against the foot. Unless your foot's lower, that's fine as well. Maybe add some tree branches. It is tree pose. Maybe add a mudra. Maybe look up if you want to challenge your balance. So tree pose is a great one for practicing keeping in tune mentally with your center. Things can get a little shaky around you, but tree helps you stay centered. And that's, whoops, except when you're falling. No, even when you're about to fall, you pick it back up. And that's important when there's a lot of anxiety around you, you know, everyone panicking. Tree pose is one that, at least for me, it helps me, when I do it, it helps me keep my center, reminds me of a way to stay calm, because you have to really focus to do this one. You have to keep your balance. So balance in life isn't just about standing on one foot, but it's about keeping mentally balanced as well. And yoga can help us get to that point, along with other activities as well. All right, so let's, to come out of this, let's not bring the foot all the way down. Let's hug the knee into the chest if you can without letting it touch the ground. Keep collarbones lifting, shoulders back. And then let's straighten the leg. It doesn't matter how high you lift it. Flex the foot. It might be down here. It might be up here. Straight leg, arms up. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift a little higher. And 1. Set it down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms to the heart. Now we'll do the other side for tree pose. Standing on the left foot, right foot comes up, can be low, medium, high, but not against the knee. Foot pressing along the thigh, thigh pressing into the foot, palms at the heart. You can keep them here the whole time. If you feel balanced, grow your tree branches. Maybe look up. Breathe deeply. Maybe here, like in the beginning, each inhale, breathe in something you're working on. Breathe in trust. Breathe in inner harmony. Breathe in joy. Breathe in something you'd like to add. Visualization can be powerful. I'm not saying it's a cure-all, but it can help. Each exhale, breathe out something you want to let go of. Like breathe out pain, fear, animosity, maybe someone you're angry at. Breathe out that resentment. And then bringing the hands back down if they were out, without letting the foot touch the ground if possible. Hug the knee in, keep the chest lifted, not rounded. Then straighten that leg, flex the foot. Doesn't matter how high it goes, arms up, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, lift higher, and 1. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms at the heart. Interlace the fingers. Stretch it out, reach the arms up with the fingers interlaced. Let's just reach over to one side and up on the inhale, exhale to the other side. One more time, center, change the interlacing of the fingers, the awkward way, or maybe the non-awkward way. Exhale over, inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, and exhale, forward fold. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Head comes last. And then we're just gonna, I'm turning directions just to show you, but you can stay whatever direction you're at. Okay, so I'm just gonna squat down, lower, 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 until I get to a seated position. All right, so from here, let's do one boat pose sequence, and then we're definitely gonna bring it down. Okay, so for boat pose, we're gonna lift the legs. Hands can hold here behind the thighs to help you keep straight in the spine. If that's too hard, you can keep your feet on the ground, just work on your posture. If you got this, let go of the hands, but try not to round. You wanna lift. If you have that, you can straighten the legs. Lots of different levels for boat pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower to half boat. We're hovering over the ground. Inhale up to any of those versions of boat pose. Can be straight, bent, holding. And just 2 more. I'm not going to do too much of this today. Exhale, half boat. Inhale, boat. 1 more half boat. Inhale, boat. And exhale, let's lower down and to a full body stretch. So hook your thumbs, lie down, point the toes, stretch out the fingertips, and just stretch it out. Breathe inside out. Hook the other thumb on top, flex the feet, reach the fingers in one direction, the feet in the other, stretch it out. Hug the knees in and rock side to side, just massaging the spine. You can do circles, whatever feels right to massage your lower back here. And then hug the knees in, inhale. Exhale, lower them over to the left. Right arm out to the side here. Look over your right shoulder for a spinal twist. Take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. Really soften here. Try not to tighten the shoulders, but let the ground support your shoulders, your neck, your back. So you can just really rest here. Close your eyes. And then back to center. You can always press pause and hold these relaxing poses longer. Inhale, exhale, knees over to the right. Left arm comes out, look over to the left. Deep breath in. Side out. Spinal twist. Yeah, again, really just allow the floor to support you. Sometimes, depending on what we do for a living, we're used to just working hard, working, tense. It's really important to give yourself time to also rest and let go and relax. And it's hard to rest if you're clenching your muscles. So let the floor support you and let your muscles just relax. Fear, anxiety, we can keep that in when we clench. So any sort of relaxing physical practice can help let go of some of that fear in the body. Okay, bring it back in. Rock forward and back a little bit to massage the length of your spine. And then come on your backs again, thread the needle across the right ankle over the left thigh. Arms come through, grab the back of your left thigh. The right elbow's gently pushing the right hip open. And your hands are gently pulling the left leg in towards your body. The tailbone wants to lift, keep it grounded. Let's circle the left ankle. If that's not too much to think about already, all those things, circle it the other way. Deep breath. Maybe close your eyes. And switch sides. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh. That foot is flexed, left foot is flexed. Hands come behind the right thigh. The left elbow's gently opening the left hip by pushing against this leg here. Your hands are pulling the right leg in towards you, but keeping your tailbone grounded down. Circle the right ankle one direction and the other. And deep breath, in and out. And come into a happy baby. So grab the outsides of your feet here. And again, the tailbone wants to lift. Ground it down, press it down. Gently pressing your feet down so your legs moving towards the ground just to help open your hip. If you want, you can rock side to side. And then from here, take your feet into a butterfly position, but keeping them up in the air. Keeping that tailbone grounded again to the ground. And then just shaking it out. Hugging yourself into a real tight ball. If there's anything else you need to do right now, press pause, take some more poses. We didn't go upside down today. We didn't do like a seated forward bend, forward fold. So there's definitely more you could do. And then when you're ready, join us again. We're going to curl into a tight ball, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, release. Coming into Savasana, and there's a few things I like to do for Savasana, final resting pose. I've learned this from some wonderful teachers. I like to take my hands behind my head, lift my head, lengthen it, like pull long, and then set the head back down so your neck's real long. And I like to bend my knees, lift the hips, take my hands, lengthen, kind of lengthen the tailbone here, set it back down, and then extend the legs out. Then, arms to the side. You don't want your arms right here for Shavasana. You want to give your armpits, your chest, like room to breathe. Tuck the shoulder blades under so your chest is open. Close your eyes. I like to definitely take my glasses off. Now you have a nice Shavasana. You can turn off the lights here. I'm going to leave them on because I'm already in this position, but you can always turn off your lights. And Shavasana is a place where you can't stop yourself from thinking. That's the nature of the mind. That's great that you're thinking, right? It's an important skill, but you don't have to, they say, believe everything you think. You don't have to get so caught up, because in our mind is often where worry and fears originate when we overthink things. So in this final resting pose, just practice being an observer of your thoughts. Separate the self from the mind, the heart from the mind, and observe your thoughts rather than getting completely wrapped up in them. Just practice doing that. And another way to stay present is just to keep your attention focused on the breath rather than on all the thoughts going through the head. Because the breath is always happening right now at this moment. So that's a way to stay present. We don't want to force the breath in Shavasana, but you can observe it. And just rest here. You can always hit pause to rest longer. Again, pause if you want to rest longer, otherwise we're going to come out now. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Take a deeper inhale, exhale. Let's rub the palms together, generate some heat and warmth. Close the eyes, bring that energy on top of the eyes, breathe it in. You can roll over onto your right side unless you have another preferred way of coming out of Savasana. Rest there for a moment. This is a nice, comfortable, I'm going to come on this side so I can talk to you a little bit. So this is, the fetal position. You kind of curled in a ball in a position of safety. When you were in your mother's womb, everything, all your needs were met. You were being protected and safe. So fetal position is a nice, awakens that instinct of safety and comfort and protection. And so again, when there's a lot of panic and anxiety around us, this is like a nice position just to activate that natural instinct of like a baby feeling safe, feeling protected in the womb. Assuming, I know everyone has different experiences, and there can also be trauma that happens as a baby or in the womb, but assuming that if that didn't happen, it can be a place of safety. So from here, let's use our hands to push ourselves up to seated. Comfortable seated position, cross-legged or otherwise. Again, when the palms are facing down, it helps to feel grounded. Facing up is that feeling of openness and surrender. And just take a few deep breaths and just notice what feels different now from before you started this practice. Just observing, noticing. If it's anything positive, try to, be aware of that and carry that positive effect with you the rest of your day. If there's any pain or anything negative, just also be aware of that and think, what could I do differently so that doesn't happen the next time I practice. So if you want to end the physical practice here, you can. Otherwise, we're going to just do a little more meditation. So I'm just going to start with, I love these Tibetan sound bells. I think sound is a very powerful healing tool. You can just even notice if you're outside in nature and you hear like birds chirping, grasshoppers and rivers flowing. They make CDs of that, or CD is like a little outdated, but they make, people like to listen to that. People don't usually spend money to buy a CD or whatnot of cars racing by and construction going on, because those sounds can make us feel a little bit anxious. So sound can be very powerful. So if you'd like, you can close your eyes and just listen to the Tibetan bowl as it rings. And we're going to end with a mudra. So I have this book, Healing Mudras, Yoga for Your Hands by Sabrina Mesco. I really enjoy this book. I'll show it to you. I got it on Amazon, I believe, a while back. So she teaches different mudras for different benefits. So this one is for wisdom. Again, a mudra is like a healing hand position. So this one is for wisdom, as we were talking about, being around anxiety and panic and fear. It helps to be connected to our inner wisdom, which can be our guide, not just giving into everything going on around us. Of course, we have to be intelligent and take care of our health and everything, but we want it to be guided by wisdom, not always just by panic. If it's irrational panic, just keep it balanced. Being prepared, taking care of whatever's going on around us that's causing the fear, but in a wise way. what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this mudra is for wisdom. So sit with a straight back. You're going to curl your thumbs into your palms, and your last 3 fingers go over the thumbs. So all that's left is your pointer fingers facing out. The elbows are going to come out. The right palm is going to face the ground. I'm not going to mirror you, so it's going to look opposite of what you're doing. The right palm faces the ground, the left palm faces up. And the fingers are hooked together, the index fingers. So you're kind of gently pulling the fingers, and they're at your chest level, your heart level. You can close your eyes, sitting tall, and just take a few long, slow, deep breaths here. And I'm just going to read to you what Sabrina writes about wisdom here. We can connect to our innate divine wisdom by clearing our minds, concentrating, and practicing this ancient mudra. It will help you resolve any conflict you are facing by helping you see beyond your individual problems and into the bigger picture and higher meaning of a situation. This greater perspective will enable you to help yourself and others. This is a powerful mudra, but it requires devoted practice. Try it every day for 3 weeks to feel the benefits of it. So again, a couple more long, slow, deep breaths here. And slowly release. Of course, you'd want to do it longer to get more benefit. No, I'm not, nothing is going to magically solve everything, but all of these little tools can help us. Again, visualization is very powerful. So even if you're saying, well, how can a hand position do this? It's also just the visualization, just, taking a time out of your day to tell yourself, I'm using this time to connect to my inner wisdom. That's powerful in and of itself. Whether you believe in, the mudra or this or that, like visualization itself can be very powerful. So let's end by chanting Om. You can listen or join in. We're going to do Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti means peace. Om, peace, peace, peace. And then we'll add in some guitar with it, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so palms at the heart. Breathing in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. So I encourage you to go about your day with wisdom and be prepared, be smart, wash your hands, to keep germs away and all of that. Try not to get into a panic mode if the panic mode is hurting you and others surrounding you, if it's just not being productive, right? Come from a place of wisdom and peace and trying to work for the higher benefit of yourself and others. And hopefully this practice helped in some way. It helped me. I feel better. I feel a little more centered and grounded after feeling some anxiety about the situation that's going on. So lastly, can I get my guitar right here? A little bit of chanting. So we were saying Om Shanti. So again, Shanti means peace. Om is a universal sound, said to bring peace, concentration, focus, and connect us to a lot of energies around us, the universe, the world, all that. Well, let's get into it. I'm going to sing Om Shanti Shanti Om. 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 Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.